The fury of nature is not only terrifying, but also causes tremendous damage. At the same time, it also attracts people's hearts. Of course, this is only when we see images or photos of them, not when we encounter them in the flesh. Hello everyone! This time we would like to introduce you to some of the largest waves that mankind has ever encountered. Some of the scenes are straight out of a panic movie, but the reality is sometimes far greater than the bold imaginings of filmmakers and screenwriters. Welcome to our channel. Please watch in a relaxed position and with your screen set to full screen. And let's feel the gratitude of being able to watch the video from the safety and comfort of your own home, where there is no danger of tsunami whatsoever. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Unzen earthquake and tsunami. Japan. The word tsunami literally means tsunami, i.e., a wave that strikes a harbour, and the Japanese term has been adopted directly into languages around the world. And little wonder. Japan is located in the Pacific region, where earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are active, and it is frequently hit by huge tsunamis caused by such activity, while languages in regions that do not experience tsunamis as frequently as Japan do not have appropriate words to describe such waves. For the Japanese, earthquakes and the tremendous waves they cause are nothing new. But there is one case in particular that has left its mark on history and is known throughout the world: the earthquake of 1792. This tsunami was caused by the eruption of Mount Unzen in Kyushu, Japan, on May 21st, 1792. The details are unknown, but records indicate that before the eruption, there were several large earthquakes and a part of the mountain collapsed into the sea, being said to have triggered a tsunami of about 20 meters high. And in some places, the wave height doubled to as high as 57 meters. Tsunamis cause tremendous damage even today. It must have been so in the 18th century. Tsunami caused by the 1883 Krakatoa eruption, Indonesia. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa volcano, known as one of the largest eruptions in human history. The eruption caused a significant drop in temperature, with blood-red sunrises and sunsets observed around the world for many months. The eruption reached its climax on August 27th, when a series of 3 or 4 explosions, each 3 to 4 times as large as the infamous Soviet bomb, Tsar Bomba, occurred. The roar of the third explosion, which occurred at 10:02 AM local time, was said to have been heard even in Australia and South Africa. Each explosion triggered a massive tsunami of over 30 meters that struck the surrounding islands, some of which were quickly swallowed by the sea. The death toll from this tsunami is estimated to be around 3,000 to 6,000. There have been several similar eruptions in history. The eruption of a volcano in Santorini during the Bronze Age is an example. The story of the eruption that led to the downfall of the Cretan civilization and the resulting tsunami has been transformed centuries later into the legend of the destruction of Atlantis. However, when comparing the destruction of Santorini to the Krakatoa eruption, much more information has been preserved about the latter. This is precisely why we have chosen to focus on Krakatoa in this video. By the way, here are some interesting facts. In 1874, a famous novelist named Jules Verne published a novel titled The Mysterious Island. In the novel, the title island is described as sinking into the depths of the sea due to a volcanic eruption, which resembles the Krakatoa eruption that occurred 9 years later. This is another example of the writer's prophecy coming true, and perhaps we should add it to the end of our long list. Tsunami at Severokurilsk in 1952. In the early morning of November 5th, 1952, a massive earthquake hit the seafloor between the Kamchatka Peninsula and the northern Kuril Islands. The tsunami generated by this earthquake hit the coast 35 to 40 minutes later, and a tsunami up to 18.5 meters high was observed on the island of Paramushir. In Severokuriilsk, the hardest hit area, more than 1,200 people, or 1 out of every 5 residents were affected, and not only the military and the Ministry of Emergency Situations, but also civilians were called in to help. This tragedy prompted the government to establish a centralized system for observing underwater tremors and tsunamis. One of the military personnel called up for the relief effort was Arkady Sturgatzy, who later became a science fiction writer. He and his brother Boris are known for their many science fiction works, and in their work, Lagoda's Destruction, there is a scene in which an inhabited planet is threatened by a tremendous energy wave. The energy wave is depicted as a huge wall, similar to water, reaching to the heavens. Maybe the tsunami that hit Severoklyrisk and the destruction that followed inspired future writers. The 1958 Lituya Bay Mega Tsunami, USA. Compared to the mega tsunami we are about to introduce, the waves we have discussed so far are about as different as an elephant and a kitten. On July 9th, 1958, a massive landslide occurred on the slopes of the Lituya Bay, northeast of Alaska. As much as 30 million cubic meters of sediment and ice blocks crumbled into the water, causing tremendous waves as high as 516 meters. This is 10 times the height of the tsunami generated by the eruption of Mount Unzen. Lituya Bay has been hit by huge tsunamis several times in the past. Because of the scarcity of population, we have to rely mainly on accidental eyewitness accounts and data collected by geologists in their research, but according to such information, waves over 50 meters high have occurred at least 3 times in the past century and a half in this remote area. Nevertheless, 500 meters is a tremendous scale, even when considered by the standards of Lituya Bay. According to official information, 5 people were hit by this tsunami. It may be a relief at least that the number of victims remained small. The mega tsunami knocked down trees, swallowed plants, and killed many animals. Yakutat, the only settlement affected by the disaster, suffered damage to its infrastructure. This was one of the strongest tsunamis in history, comparable to the fall of a meteorite 65 million years ago. It is fortunate that the only place directly hit by the tsunami was a remote area. If this tsunami had hit Japan, China, California, or the Far East region of Russia, it is frightening to imagine. 2016 Giant Wave, North Sea. A video of a ship being swallowed by a wave about 30 meters high was uploaded to the internet in February 2016. The original was taken down long ago, but the re-upload version still exists. We will now show it to you, but we recommend that you do not watch it if you are easily stressed. Fortunately, in this case, they were able to get away with it, but if the boat had been a little smaller, none of them might have survived. Giant waves are a particularly common phenomenon in the North Atlantic. For a long time, this phenomenon was considered a myth passed down among sailors. Yes, until this legend struck the Dropner oil platform on January 1st, 1995. Waves up to 25.6 meters high. This kind of gigantic freak wave movement did not fit any mathematical model known at the time. Why on earth would a one-shot big wave occur? So far, experts are not in agreement. That's all for this video. Thank you all for watching. Dangerous natural threats that continue to attract people. The giant tsunami is just one of the many phenomena. We still have no way to fight this catastrophic natural phenomenon on equal terms, but with each passing year, our resistance is becoming more and more successful. We still cannot help but hope that this unfathomable force of nature will not turn on any of us. If you liked this video, we will be bringing you more tsunami-themed videos in the future. Of course, we would like to cover other natural disasters as well. That is all for today. Please, take good care. Goodbye.